Hello planner friends, my name is Sarah and I love sharing tips and tricks to help you stay optimized and organized and have fun at the same time. And today I will be sharing my 2025 planning process from start to finish, how I get ready for the new year. I already shared my planner lineup. I'm kind of going to give you some context as to how I use those planners. But before I do want to share a pretty emotional update because of course you may have noticed that I've been gone for a couple of weeks and I'll share why. But if you just want to skip to the video, to the planning process, go ahead. I'll leave a timestamp linked down below. But essentially, I've been gone because there was a medical emergency in my family. Actually, if you notice, this video is not edited as normally as I do if you've been following me. That's because I did it myself and I never edit my videos. I am not good at it. Actually, the person that has been editing my videos since this channel started in 2022 is my sister, Blanca. She is so talented. She has magic editing fingers. You know, what she does sometimes with my trash footage is beyond me. Like, she can make magic happen. And she's so funny. Like, she has such great comedic timing. But unfortunately, early this month, she had a situation where she had to get surgery. And it was really scary for everyone in my family, definitely including me, because she is 3 months pregnant and she authorized me to share this with you. So I'm kind of sharing what happened. She had an ovarian cyst that was affecting her with the pregnancy, causing a lot of pain. So she had to get emergency surgery to get it taken out. And, you know, it's very high risk because she's pregnant. She's expecting, you know, a beautiful baby, and we were so worried. So I flew down to her home in Mexico. I live in Texas, so I flew down over to see her because, you know, I don't want her to be alone. And thankfully, everything with the surgery went well. She's healing, but I really took some time off to be with her. And of course, she can't edit right now. She's recovering. So if y'all can just drop a comment, you know, sharing like an uplifting thought with her, I'm sure that would raise her spirits because she's been really sad. So hopefully, you know, the community can come together because this channel is as much hers as it is mine. She's just like, she's behind everything and behind the scenes. So I would appreciate y'all if you guys just share something nice with her. And thank y'all to everyone on Instagram who shared you know, happy, you know, thoughts. I definitely shared all of them with her and she was so happy to hear from you guys. So thank you so much. And without further ado, let's just jump right in. Step one in my 2025 planning process is to assess your vision board. So I don't know if you can see it. I created that vision board around mid-September probably of this year. And before that, I had a vision board for 4 years. So I don't necessarily create one every year, but when I was taking a look at my older vision board, I thought, oh my God, I have accomplished so much on this. That's insane. And that's kind of what happens with your vision boards. Like, there are things that are kind of in the back of your mind and you don't think you will do them, but they come true. And that's one reason to have your vision board, to kind of have your personal goals, like not just goals, but vision of what you want your life to be, kind of front and center. So that's reason one to have one. Two, it really helps you, like journaling, get in touch with yourself and get in touch with what you really want, without necessarily being, you know, very methodical about it. Because sometimes when we set our goals, we're just like, we're very methodical. We have like this, you know, square version of what we want our goals to be. And your vision board just allows you to just get in there, be creative, and not really think about it in detail. But when you don't think about it in detail, things just flow. At least that has been my experience. And third is because they really help you, give you a reminder of what your goals are, of what you are. I mean, there are things that you may want to change, but ultimately, you know, when you create your vision board, it's a very deep thought process within you that you kind of put on paper. So although some things do change, the fundamental version of you is in there. It's in there. I know. Okay, I sound like a crazy whack job right now, but really I can say that I am very content and happy where my life has been, where it's going. And a part of that is because like I have had a vision of what I want, and your vision board helps you do that. So step one, create your vision board if you haven't already. And this can be so many ways. You can do like a physical one like I did. Mine even has like a check, and it has like an airline ticket. So I found those things on Amazon. I'll link them down below. And then I'll also share a video of my vision board process. But it's just so great for manifesting. Even if you don't believe so much in manifesting, just having a vision of your life is so great to put on paper. Step number 2 is setting up your wall calendar. Like for me, my wall calendar is a life changer. I just started doing this last year. The year before that and years before, I would just, you know, plan 1 month at a time. I had a wall calendar, but it was 1 month at a time. Now, you can probably see a little glimpse of it, and I'm gonna do an in-depth video of my wall calendar planning, but it's really a game changer, especially last year that I had so much travel. Like I had to visit family in different places. My husband and I are here alone in Texas, so we have to go out to California, we have to go out to Mexico to visit family. So sometimes those trips are planned ahead, and even like weekend trips around here in Texas, we take a lot of those with Airbnbs that are pet friendly, like where we can take our dogs during, you know, federal holidays. We do that a lot, and just seeing them mapped out, just so you know, we don't overbook, we don't create any appointments, or we don't like, you know, commit to anything if we have planned travel. Actually, in one of those trips, we missed several of our friends' birthdays. So it was really sad, but you know, we knew in advance to get the gifts, to, you know, let them know that we wouldn't be able to join their celebrations. But yeah, the wall calendar is a game changer. It takes up a lot of space. Mine takes up almost the entire wall, which I don't mind. I love calendars. I love seeing them. But you can probably get a smaller one and replicate my process, where basically like a desk pad, if you have like a calendar desk pad, you rip it up and you place each calendar individually. Because a lot of calendars or desk pads, you know, you see one at a time. So if you just stick them on all 12 at a time, it's a great process to see birthdays and appointments and anything you have in advance. So I did that actually mid to late October, so I was ready. Just took me forever to get the video out and get the footage together. But yeah, that's definitely my second step in my process. Third step in my planning process is setting up my planners. And this can take anywhere from, you know, 1 month to 3 months. It's such a long process, but it's not something that you do like all at once. Like I plan some, you know, some of my planners, you know, during 1 month and others during another month. Sometimes even during January, I'm still setting them up, which is not ideal. I'd rather have them earlier on, but like this year, I haven't been able to set up all of them. But if you haven't watched my monthly planner setup video, definitely take a look at it, because it gives you a glimpse of how I use it. I don't typically set up all 12 months in advance, but I kind of did this time, at least for my notes pages because I was just having fun and I love to have everything ahead of time. So I set it up especially because I'm going to be using more planners this year. One, I'm working from home so I can, have a little bit more freedom to work on my planners than I did at work. Previously with my other corporate job at a bank, I wasn't even allowed to take a planner with me, and that was heartbreaking. So now I do. Now I'm here in my office at home. So I set up my monthly planner, I set up my ring agenda, and I'm about to set up my work planner. I'll have a video up on that. That's going to be more of a minimalist planner. But 3 reasons why setting up your planner is important. 1, to stay motivated to use them, because if you don't have a reason to use them, if you just feel overwhelmed every month, you're less likely to use them. Number 2 is just pure fun. If you are someone who loves planners, the planner setup process is the funnest time. It's a time for you to reflect. I love to have reflection pages in my planner, even if it's not like an actual goal planner. I love to have a reflection page and to set up things like a few goals for the year. But the setup process basically involves setting up your notes pages. What are you going to be focusing on each month? Kind of just making sure that you have all the spaces ready where you need to fill out every month. And that's my planner setup process. Other planner setups is just kind of mapping out your calendars, seeing where you have birthdays every month, seeing kind of my wall calendar process, but within a planner. It seems a little like duplicating work. Yes, it is sometimes, but the wall calendar is also for my husband to see, and it's also for me to visualize. But really what I have in front of my face every day is my planner. So I want to have that information there too. And I've tried just keeping one thing in a different planner and another thing in a different one. It doesn't work. Sometimes I need all of them. So yeah, but definitely your planner setup will set you up for success in the year to come. Step number 4 is goal setting. Now that you kind of know everything that's going on in your year, probably you set up your planners. Now it's time, if you have a dedicated goal planner, even better, because you're going to start your goal setting. And I created these little life audit sheets. So if you want to download them, they're really fun. This is something I already kind of do. But you can kind of rate, you have little stars where you read different aspects of your life, and that just kind of helps you get an idea of where you are. So before goal setting, I do like to do reflection, which is doing a life audit. This is something you can do every year. This is something you can do every couple of years, whichever works best. But yeah, definitely download them. I'll link them down below. But the audit is better to do. If you're going to be goal setting, do your audit first. Find out where you are first before you actually go into your goal setting. So I do the life audit. I've done it different ways, but this is the only time that I've actually created a little mini workbook for it. And then your goals, when you do your goal setting process, I'll have a video up on that as well. But I have one from previous years that I uploaded that's still pretty, it's pretty up to date with what I do. But I do use the Erin Condren Goal Planner, the A5. I didn't use it last year. I'm using it this year. But basically, it's a way for you to actually commit. One thing is to say you're going to do something. The other thing is to write it down and have a way to reference it. Create an action plan. This year, I have some pretty big goals that my husband and I both talked about. Also, don't overwhelm yourself. I used to create 12 goals. I'm one goal for every month of the year. And That doesn't work. That does not work. Sometimes you're just overwhelmed by so many goals. So if you can like create 3, maybe up to 6, I created 6 this year, and they're not like always SMART goals. Like they're not always like specific, measurable, attainable. They're more like projects, as I would call it. Like one of our big goals is actually to move to a small town, something we're hoping to do this year. So that's kind of like a big project, and I wouldn't say it's like specifically a SMART goal. It's not very specific, like there's a lot of moving parts. So I call it a project, but it's a goal. So it's in my goal planner right now. So that's one, but you do want to have a basis for SMART goals. You don't want to say, hey, I want to lose weight. Why do you want to lose weight? You know, is there a size that you want to reach? Is there like a health goal associated with it? Like certain things like that, you want to do your due diligence on your goal setting. So that's what I do with my whole goal planning process. I get very specific, even if it's a project, like I set a deadline to it, and no more than 6. And one of my goals also is like a travel bucket list, which again, not really goal, but like I have to define a budget for each trip, and the goal setting part of it helps me allocate, you know, resources that we need towards that trip and see what we have. So yeah, goal setting, life audit, very important. Step number 5, and probably one of the most important, especially for me anyway, is budgeting. And budgeting is so important because our finances are a big part of our lives. And a lot of time we overspend or don't manage our money as well as we can because we don't know what's going on. So for me, the budgeting process is a very, very deep thought process where, one, I analyze last year's expenses, and number 2, I kind of, you know, create a map of where our expenses are going, where they need to be allocated, which cards we need to pay off. So that's not something that you can have at the top of your head, unless you're my husband. For some reason, he remembers everything that has to do with our finances, which is crazy to me. But yeah, I need somewhere to write it down. Last year I didn't use a budget planner, I just went digital, but I found that not using a budget planner actually made it a little bit more difficult for me because I'm a very visual person, as I said, and I need to see the amounts on paper. So this year I went back to my Erin Condren budget planner, and I'm using it again for the year to come. I actually went in and wrote down all of our expenses that we had in 2024 to compare them to next year's, because next year we really want to get on top of our spending. Our biggest spending categories are eating out. I'm a millennial. Millennials love eating out, but that shouldn't be the case because it's both bad for you and bad for your wallet. So that's a big budget goal that I have for 2025, and my tools will help me with that, which is my budget planner and my digital budget planner. I am going to share an in-depth video that's coming up of my budget planning because I've perfected my system. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I finally got to where my digital system is so great, so detailed, without it feeling overwhelming. So I am so excited about that, and I really want to share it with y'all. So I will share my Airtable budgeting system. Airtable is like a project management tool that is, you know, it's very similar to having a spreadsheet, but for me, having the database on Airtable actually is prettier. It's like, you know, it's prettier, and it's more user friendly, I feel, than a spreadsheet. So that is coming up. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. I don't know if anybody really wants to see it, but I'm really proud. I'm really proud and I'm excited about my budget, but I think most likely I'll have that around February because I still need to do my budget analysis, create a new database that I can share with y'all. So yeah, just be a little patient there, subscribe to wait for it to make sure that you definitely get it and you get the freebie, because I've spent so much time on it and I decided to give it away for free, even though it's been years and years of work actually, because I just want y'all to pay off your debt. So yeah, budget planning, very, very important part of your whole planning process for the year. So that's my entire planning process. There's probably a little bit more. I always find more things like memory planning, journaling. But December is typically pretty busy, so I don't have a lot of time for a lot of other things that I love to do, like journaling or even reading. It's just mostly like hurry up before the end of the year sprint and have fun as well. Like I love to have fun like during Christmas parties, Christmas celebrations. There's like a lot of, here in San Antonio, Texas specifically, like there's a bunch of like Christmas trails you get to go through. So I do that a lot. I just try to like have fun. So let me know in the comments, what is your planning process? Like I'm curious to know, like, do you do anything that I do, like where you set up your planners, where you like your budget, goal setting, wall calendar, anything like that? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear about your process. And as always, thank you so much for being here. Thank y'all for listening to my update, as sad as it sounds, and for just listening to me to go on about planners, as always. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more planning tips and tricks, and hit the notification bell to be notified about any new videos when they come out. Sorry, I've been gone for a while, but thank you so much and see you later. Bye.